Hello and welcome, everybody that is on right now. Thank you for being here a little bit early, about 30 seconds. We're going to give everyone else a minute to catch up and get on the call. Happy Wednesday. Okay, we got people starting to roll on here. If you can hear my voice and I sound clear, go ahead and just type yes, and we'll get started here in a minute. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Yeah, thanks, Christian. We got a couple people here and ready to roll. All right, so let's get started. Since we got some people on here, it is 6:02. I'm a man of integrity, and I love to start on time. So, welcome. This is the webinar on how to create a powerful morning ritual. And I don't know about you, but for a long period of my life, I had very, very little structure in my day, especially in the mornings. And about 2.5 years ago, that all changed. 2.5 years ago was the beginning of 2012, and I took on a 30-day challenge starting in in January, and I started meditating every single day. It was a 30-day challenge to see if I could meditate every single day. And within this challenge, sparked something new for me. It sparked a structure. It was the seed to which all the other things grew from in my morning. So to start a morning ritual, it can happen by accident or it can be intentional. And if you haven't started one yet, let's intentionally get you on an amazing morning ritual so you can rock your day and have more productivity, creativity, and just be happier overall throughout your day. And when you do this, when you start your day intentionally and powerfully, you can really tap into your best self, because this gives you an alignment. This gives you a starting point from which all other things sprout from. So, a little bit about myself if you don't know who I am. My name's Matt Ritchie. I'm a lifestyle architect, and I'm also a lover of life, entrepreneur, world traveler, certified master NLP practitioner, and lifestyle coach. And if you don't know anything about me, I love unique experiences, I love new experiences, and I love maximizing not only my time, but my fun and my experiences to create more fun and create more transformation in the lives of those in my life. So this webinar is specifically for you to not only have more fun in your life, but to start it powerfully and really tap into your best self so that you can take on whatever is coming into your day powerfully. So let's get right into it, shall we? So, why should you have a morning ritual? Well, if you've been starting your day and you're waking up like Grumpy Cat here, and the first thing you do is wake up and open your eyes and you're like, oh, not another day, or oh, can't believe I have to get out of bed, or whatever that first thought is, then you're automatically starting your day with that intention. You're automatically starting your day in that direction. And that can be really detrimental to not only your happiness, but your productivity and your creativity and the way you take on every single person and every single experience throughout your day. So the first question, why should I start my day differently? Well, I'm of the theory of if something's not working, I want to do something different than I'm already doing to see if there's a better, more efficient, more productive way to do things. So as I was saying before, about 2.5 years ago, I unknowingly started my very, very first morning ritual. And that morning ritual of daily meditation was something that I've carried with me ever since then. In the 2.5 years that I've been meditating, I've only missed about a dozen or 15 days. I keep track, and it's only been about 15 days in the last 2.5 years. So that's something I'm very proud of, and something that really I attribute my calm demeanor, my calm energy, and my ability to stay aligned and to really connect with my purpose and my why on a daily, consistent basis. So, number 2, don't hit the snooze button. So if you're like me, I used to hit the snooze button at least 2, 3, 4, even 5 times. And I began to think, why do I even set an alarm if I'm going to hit the snooze button 5 times? Why don't I just set the alarm for 50 minutes later and then just get up? So I played with that, and I started not hitting the snooze button. I started getting up as soon as my alarm went off, and that was a game changer. That was a big, big difference for me, and I'll tell you why. When you are hitting the snooze button, what are you telling your subconscious? What are you telling your body and mind? You're telling the world that you don't want to get up. You don't want to get out of bed. You want to be there. You want to start with a no. And when you start your day with a no, that makes it really hard to say yes to other things moving forward. So subconsciously, when we start our day with a yes, and we don't hit that snooze button, we say, yes, I'm ready to wake up. Yes, I am ready to take on my day. Yes, I'm excited to be where I'm at and to do the things I have to do. That is a powerful way, an extremely important thing to do on your first thing, waking up out of bed. So don't be like Grumpy Cat. Don't wake up, hit the snooze button again, and then eventually turn it off and figure out that you have to get up and that you're not excited about it. So the 3 key elements of a powerful morning ritual. You have the physical, mental, and the spiritual. And in no particular order, all 3 of these are extremely important. So when we're sleeping, we are generally in a theta brainwave state. So when you first wake up, you have that kind of groggy, sort of still in a meditative state where you're not really awake, but you're not really sleeping. So we want to be able to capture that state. That's a very powerful state. It's the same state you're in when you're under hypnosis, and in that state, you're extremely, extremely suggestible, and you can bypass the conscious mind. You can bypass the conscious mind and speak directly to the subconscious mind. So it's really important to maximize these 3 things, the mental, the physical, and the spiritual. I'm going to go through why those 3 things are important. So the mental, let's start off there. So when you're first waking up, your mental state, you're probably a little foggy, you're probably a little bit out of it. You want to really get sharp. You want to really be at your best self, where you could tackle any problem, where you can really get into your creative state, and you can really get into a flow to take on the rest of your day. Because if you're not, you're going to come from that cloudy state, you're going to come from that place of no, and you're really not going to be at your best self throughout your entire day. So the physical. This one's pretty obvious. If you've ever woken up, which I'm guessing if you're listening to my voice right now, then you've definitely woken up. And the physical is something that when you wake up, your mind may be awake, but your body could still even be in sleep paralysis. Your body could still just be in that state of, I don't want to move. And generally, actually, I'm not going to say generally, I'm going to say always, that is a thought created by your mind. And so the combination of the mental physical is really important. So the tackling of the physical is really a mental thing. It's really a thing coming from, do I want to do this? So in order to be extremely powerful, you have to be mentally, physically, and spiritually awakened in the morning. So I'm going to go through a really quick rundown of my morning ritual and give you a little taste of what I do every single morning. Are you ready? So for me, whenever I wake up, I almost always wake up via alarm, except for the days, which is about 25 to 30% of the days, when I wake up on my own minutes, if not seconds, before my alarm is going to go off. So when I set my alarm at night, I set an automatic mental alarm for the same exact time, and I tell myself that when I'm ready and I'm rested, that I will wake up at this time. So waking up right really starts the night before. It starts with the way you sleep. It starts with the way you program your subconscious mind to wake you up in the morning. So this is something I've been doing for the last 18 months, and it's worked extremely well. So waking up, very first thing I do is smile. I wake up, open my eyes. So I guess the first thing I do is open my eyes and smile, because smiling automatically gives that good feeling. Smiling automatically releases serotonin and other happy dopamine drugs into your system, so it automatically wakes you up into a happy state. And after I smile, I used to do affirmations or a gratitude right then. Now I skipped that and went straight for the feeling. I just automatically feel grateful. And in a sense, I am giving gratitude, but I just automatically just feel it, because it's less about the words. That's one thing you need to remember. The mantras and the affirmations are great, but it's less about the words, and it's extremely important the way you feel, because our subconscious mind and our body in general works upon feeling. Pictures, sounds, everything is just a sign or a trigger or anchor to all the feelings that we have tied to them. So I feel grateful, roll out of bed, and then I go straight to the mirror. And remember what I was saying before about us being in a meditative state right before we're waking up, or right when we're waking up? Well, the reason I go straight to the mirror is because when I'm at the mirror, I do my eye gazing and my mantras. And at the mirror, at this point, at this state where I'm not fully awake, I'm not asleep, I'm in a sort of groggy, hazy, meditative state, I automatically just go through all my mantras. And I have them memorized, and I just go through them. And it skips the conscious mind. It speaks directly to my subconscious. So, looking in the mirror, I'm only there for like a minute. I'm just going through all my affirmations, all my mantras, and just really bust them out. And then, of course, use the restroom, whatever you need to do. And then I drink water. Water is so vitally important to physically waking up your body, because water is our life force. And when you go 6-8 hours without drinking any water, your body's in really, it's not dehydrated per se, but it's a conservative mode. So you want to be able to jumpstart your physical body by drinking water. So take a big drink of water. I always keep a canteen or something beside my bedside, just so when I wake up, I can drink right away. And then for me, I go straight into a 20-minute yin yoga practice. So if anyone's familiar with yoga, the yin yoga is sort of the opposite of the vinyasa yoga. It's opposite of what most people think of yoga. Most people think of yoga of all these postures and all this flow and hot, sweaty rooms, or whatever your anchor for yoga is. This is not it. This is a 20-minute certain positions to open up certain areas such as knees and hips and ankles, and really gets down into the tissue and the connective ligaments of your muscles. This is the opposite of working your muscles and really sweating out all the toxins. This is more of a strengthening of your connective tissue and really just getting into your physical body. So the main reason I do this is to jump right into my physical body. So if you can awaken yourself, and then you really need to wake up your body. So however you do that, it doesn't matter. For me, I do 20 minutes of yin yoga. And then after that 20 minutes, I go straight from that, and I sit in lotus for 20 to 30 minutes and do a meditation. And for me, I can do a whole hour or 30-minute webinar on meditation alone. So I'm going to just briefly talk about that, but my meditation varies. I've done all sorts of different meditations, from Buddhist meditations to binaural beats, where you're putting on headphones and listening to the different wavelengths in your ears. So meditation is something that I want to dive into on another call, but for right now, we'll just say that 20 to 30 minutes of meditation every single morning. And then after that, I go straight in to my 10 minutes of visualization. Now, in this visualization, I have this really cool series, and I can't take complete credit for it. I was at Awesomeness Fest last year, and the founder of Mindvalley and Awesomeness Fest, Vishen Lakhiani, took us through this amazing process. I took it, adapted it for my own, took things I learned from other people, and now I have this really cool 10-minute visualization process. So first thing I do, I start off in gratitude. So I just come out of my meditation, and the first thing I do is give gratitude. And I don't time it, but basically for a minute straight, I just go through all the things I'm grateful for. Every single thing that I can think of that I'm grateful for at that time, I just say it. Say it out loud, say it to yourself, it doesn't matter. So I go through about a minute of gratitude, and then I go straight what I call forgiveness. So, we all have times throughout our day where we do something where we wish we wouldn't have, or we even just silently judge someone, or whatever it is. So I go back to that space, and I'm really clear from my meditation, and I just feel into the previous day, the previous days before that, whatever it is, and I really feel into a place where I feel like I have done something to someone where it was unaligned with my best self. It was not something that I really wanted to do. So I do what I call forgiveness, where I visualize that person, tell them I'm sorry, ask for their forgiveness, visualize them forgiving me, and then I hug them. So this could be, a waiter or a waitress, a complete stranger, best friend, parent, it doesn't matter. It could be anyone. But I take that powerful forgiveness and I really visualize it into my subconscious mind. And it really erases any guilt or any memory of the negative thing that I felt from the previous day. So gratitude, forgiveness, and then right after that I go into what I call expansion. So if you've done Access Consciousness, or if you've done anything else where you've felt yourself expanding, this is a very similar exercise. So I take about another minute or two, and I just sit there and I just expand my consciousness. I just expand the feeling, the energy field around me. And you can really feel this. This is a sensation you'll get in your body when you are just expanding, and you're going bigger than your room. I visualize myself bigger than my town, all the way out, bigger, and I'm as big as the world. I'm connected to every single living thing. I'm connected to every single person, and I really feel at peace with the world. This expansion really gives me a sense of inner peace. So just for time's sake, I'm going to speed it up here. You got gratitude, you got forgiveness, and you got expansion. And then this is the fun one. For me, I do a 3-year visualization. So I imagine myself in 3 years, and I imagine all the things I want to be doing, who I want to be being, what I want to be doing for work, what I want to be doing for my personal life. And this takes about 3 to 4 minutes because I get pretty detailed. And like I said before, it's less about the pictures or the sounds or what you tell yourself, and more about the feeling, more about how does that make you feel when you have that dream job? How does it make you feel when you walk down the aisle? How does it make you feel when you see your child's first smile? And get really, really clear on those feelings, really, really clear on what it is you want to manifest. And for about 3 minutes, I go through that entire process where I visualize my best self in 3 years. And then from there, I do a 1-minute quick run through of my day. I'll visualize myself standing up, whatever I'm doing next, eating breakfast, getting on calls, whatever it is I'm doing next. I visualize my entire day, and I'll go through. If I have to, I'll look at my calendar just to see what I have. But I'll visualize myself, having a great conversation with a client. I'll visualize myself playing basketball, making the game-winning shot. And this is really quick. This takes a minute or less, where you just go through your entire day, and then you visualize yourself going to sleep and taking on the next day. And the very, very, very last thing I do after I do my gratitude, after I do my forgiveness, after I do my expansion, after I do my 3-year vision, and after my daily vision, is I surrender. So for me, surrender has been one of the most powerful things in my life. And surrender for me in this state looks like basically surrendering to the universe, surrendering to God, whoever you connect with, whoever you talk to. Feel into that and just surrender. And I surrender knowing that I don't have all the answers, that I know that there's a path for me that's going to open up my greatest good and my highest calling. So I just surrender to that. I surrender and humble myself in the fact that I don't know the best way, that I am following that intuition, and then I ask for guidance. So I surrender and I ask for guidance. I say, make this be clear. Let this come upon my path and journey so I'm able to take action now. So once I do that, that ends my visualization. And that's a very, very powerful step. So I want to go over that pretty detailed with you, because that visualization for me has made one of the biggest differences in my entire life. So after my visualization, I do one of a couple things. One is I take a walk to the beach. Sometimes I take a light jog. Sometimes I'll bike somewhere and get breakfast. Whatever it is, get in your physical body. So we start off with the eye gazing, which is mental. You get into the yin yoga, which gets you into your body. You go into your meditation, which is very spiritual. And then you do your visualization, also very spiritual, very, very mental. And then you get back into your body because you're going to be taking on your day. So do something physical that gets you back into your body so you can go out and take on your day now that you're aligned your mental and your spiritual beings. So for me, I'll usually eat breakfast. I'll drink a green juice, eat oatmeal, eat eggs. Sometimes I'll just continue to drink water, and I'll fast for the morning and eat after lunch. And so another important thing here. So after you do all this, whatever you decide for your morning ritual, if you're an entrepreneur like myself, or if you work from home and you can really lay out your day, it's my suggestion, and this has come through talking with many, many people, experience and testing it myself, is instead of just jumping right into your email, or instead of just jumping right into tasks in your to-do list, start your day off with something creative. So whether you're writing a book and you're going to write a chapter, whether you're just brainstorming a project or an idea, whatever it is, do something creative. Because once you're in that state, once you get into your flow of your best self from that morning ritual, you're going to be really tapped in, and you're really going to be able to really connect with your creative spirit. So I really recommend taking minimum 15 minutes, half an hour. I usually do at least half an hour, if not an hour, of just creative writing or just brainstorming on projects or whatever it is. Take that time and really, really connect with your creative side. I think you'll find you'll have some major, major breakthroughs. So, quick recap on mine. Wake up, smile, get the feeling of gratitude, do my eye-gazing affirmations, go to the bathroom, drink water, do my yin yoga, meditate for 20 to 30 minutes, do my visualization, takes about 10 minutes, go for a walk, go for a light run, then I'll come back and eat my breakfast. So usually I'll eat something light, because in the morning I like to keep it pretty light. I'll drink a green juice, have some oatmeal, or hard boil some eggs, and then right into my creativity, tapping into my creative self. And I've tested this, and since the times that I've done that have been extremely more powerful, extremely more rewarding than just jumping straight into my email or going on Facebook and seeing what everyone else is doing, because you're automatically taking your energy that you've just cultivated and just centered and giving it away. You're giving it away to someone else's thoughts, someone else's desires, someone else's needs and wants. And yeah, it's really doing yourself a service. You've taken your time to cultivate your best self in the morning. You should really utilize that and give yourself at least 30 to 60 minutes to really take it on and really do something creative. So, okay, any questions, anyone? I see got a bunch of people on here. I'm excited that we had a great turnout today. Any questions so far? All right. So, action steps and takeaways. How can this help you? Well, for me, it's extremely, extremely important to do it every single day. Every single day. And the reason for that is, like anything else, it becomes a habit. It becomes a part of who you are. And when you don't do it for a day, you'll be like, oh crap, I didn't meditate today, or I didn't do my morning ritual. I just feel off. And for me, having done this for the last 2.5 years now, I know when I don't do my morning ritual. I know when I just wake up out of bed and have to run and do something. For whatever reason that is, it happens to all of us. So, don't beat yourself up about it if it happens, but schedule it in. If you know you have to leave your house by 7 o'clock, take an hour, take however long you want, and schedule it in the morning, because you will be extremely grateful and extremely tapped into your best self when you do this, and you'll notice when you don't. Like, say, for me, whenever I don't do my morning ritual, I'm extremely off. Not extremely, but I'll be off for the entire day. And if I do 2 days in a row, which has only happened a few times, I feel completely off. I feel like a completely different person if I take 2 straight days and don't do my morning ritual. That's how powerful this is. And like anything, this isn't going to happen overnight. This isn't going to change your life overnight. This is something that you need to play with, experiment, see what works for you, see how you can integrate it into your morning, because everyone's morning is different. Some people have to be at work at 7 a.m. Some people have unlimited time. Some people, can take their time and really feel into it. And I know, Tony Robbins is big on morning rituals as well. This is nothing new. He has his, hour to power and, these 30 and 15-minute ones. So I'm not here to structure your day. This is to give you some really good ideas and takeaways of something that you can try in your own life. So how can you wake up in the morning? How can you wake up powerfully and really tailor it to you? Try some different things. I would play around with the ingredients and maybe even the order, but I would definitely do gratitude, visualizations, meditations, and something to get you in your physical body. Doesn't have to be yoga, it doesn't have to be running, it could be anything. It could be qigong, it could be tai chi, could be just running in place. It could be dancing. If you want to turn on the music and start dancing first thing, awesome. That's actually a fun idea. I might actually try that sometime. So whatever you do to really align those 3 main parts, your mental, your physical, and your spiritual, that is going to give you the results you're looking for. That is going to give you a powerful morning ritual. So time flies when you're having fun. It's already 6:27. Does anyone have any specific questions about their morning ritual or about anything they've heard already? I'm going to give you guys the last 5 or 10 minutes here and really tailor whatever questions you have so we can get the most out of this. And if you don't want to send it to the public one, you can send me a private message as well. And like I say, my morning ritual has evolved over the years. When I first started doing it, I didn't do any visualization. I would just wake up, drink water, meditate, and then I would go for a run, and I would run around my neighborhood screaming gratitude. I would just start screaming all of the things I was grateful for. And in that period is where I really started to see what worked for me, see what didn't, and really just cultivate the thing that works for me. Because here's the thing, we're all different, we all have different needs, we all have different states, and we all have different things that get us into our best self. So whatever you can do to help yourself really cultivate that. Okay, so Christina, any tips on accountability? Commit to 1 day, what's the best way to start and succeed at it? Oh wow. So tips on accountability. So what I've found on anything that I do, if I need accountability, I enroll someone else. And if anyone's ever done Landmark, enrolling someone else is just basically having someone buy into your idea, and they're either doing it with you or they're just checking in and making sure you're accountable. So accountability is key for anything, especially at the very beginning, because it's really, really hard to reprogram our subconscious when we've been doing something for our entire lives. So getting up every single day, and maybe you have a partner you do it with, maybe you have someone you check in with after you do it, whatever it is, in the very beginning, enroll someone else, because that's going to keep you on track and the most accountable. And then, once it becomes part of your habit, like I said, you won't want to miss it. You'll know the days you don't miss it, and that'll be your accountability. So what's the best way to start and succeed at? So that's a great other part of your question, Christina. So the best way to succeed at anything is baby steps. So I gave you a lot of information, a lot of things to take on, but really starting with one thing, maybe it's just wake up every day and be grateful and smile, start there. And then keep adding things, keep doing different things, keep experimenting, but really start small. Let's take one thing and start with that. Thank you for the question. Dana, can you repeat the daily vision through your... I think Christina put this in the comments here, and thank you for that. Some really awesome notes, Christina. So yeah, the 10-minute visualization is gratitude, forgiveness, expansion, 3-year vision, your daily vision, and then surrendering. So surrender for me, thank you for that question, Pamela. Surrender for me is letting go and really just taking, how can I put this? Surrender for me is really just the letting go of expectations and really just allowing, knowing that I'm going to go out there and be conscious, be alert of certain things in my life, certain opportunities, certain signs, and really be tapped into my intuition. So for me, being at my best state does many, many different things, but for the best thing, it allows me to surrender and not have expectations and not have a ton of planning, so to speak, have a loose plan and really be just moving forward and looking and keeping alert for what could possibly show up on my journey that will help me. So surrender for me is really just releasing expectations and not feeling like I have to know it all, or feeling like I have to do it all, or feeling like I have to be it all, because that can be really heavy when you feel into that. So Bella, per appreciation, how do you go about doing that? My grandma says I should write it down. Do you just... So yeah, I mean, you can write it down, Bella. I recommend to start off absolutely writing it down. When people go through my program, I give them a PDF that has this really cool gratitude sheet, and I recommend everyone start writing things down, because there's a tie between your kinesthetic, your hand making the motions of writing it, and your eyes seeing it, and maybe you're repeating it to yourself subconsciously. There's a huge anchor for that, as opposed to just saying it, or as opposed to just thinking it. So in the beginning, absolutely write it down. Make it something that you physically do. Make it an anchor. Make it something that subconsciously you're going to know and want to do every single day. And you can continue to write it down. I used to write mine down, and now, for many reasons, but one of the main reasons is I just don't want to waste paper, which sounds silly, but from getting up every single day and writing down gratitude, it can add up. So I really include it into my visualization and really make it part of what I do mentally. Thank you for that question, Bella. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns, anything? So I didn't even look at this last slide here, but doing it daily, obviously something I talked about. Daily consistent action is something that is going to absolutely transform your life. If you can do even a small baby step every single day, that is going to change your life one day at a time. And after 30 days, if you slowly build up and now you have a full-on routine, awesome. And then for the next 30 days, you maybe have an accountability partner and you keep doing that every single day. After 60 days, if you were to do this, if you were to slowly build up and add on after 30 days and then do it for 30 days, in 60 days, you are going to be a changed person. You are going to wake up more powerfully, be more, have more clarity, and really be able to tap into your best self at a moment's notice. So, you're welcome, Bella. Thank you. And number 2 here, try something new. Like say, this is something that I recommend in everything I do, because I don't feel like there's ever one single way or there's ever a right or a wrong, because we're all so different. So everything that I just told you about what I do, just use it as a guideline. Just use it as a basis. Don't take it for, that's not the way you have to do it. It's not the way things are done. There's no right or wrong. Try something new. Put something new in there and give it a shot. And if it feels good, keep doing it. If it feels aligned, maybe you need to ramp that up. Whatever it is, you'll know when it comes in. So Natalia, what's your recommendations for dealing with distractions during the ritual, family, pets, etc.? Great question. Great question. So I don't have any family or pets currently. I mean, I live with my girlfriend, and when I wake up in the morning, she's sleeping because she works a night shift. So for me, I don't really have that. That's a great question that I don't have an amazing answer for. My thought for anything when you're coming with the distractions is I put on headphones or earplugs, and and obviously you're going to want to physically get away. If you can have a separate room, or if you can have a study or something, then you're gonna run into those distractions. So that's a great question. Physically removing yourself obviously would be key. auditory, removing yourself, also very powerful as far as keeping those distractions at bay. Maybe you meditate and do your visualizations with headphones on, using binaural beats, and you're really just in your own zone and not paying attention to anything else outside of yourself. That's a great question. Thank you, Natalia. I'm glad. I'm excited too, Christina. You're welcome. Support me. I'm really excited you guys are just here. I'm going to be doing these weekly Wednesday evening hangouts where I'm going to be just giving you guys some great tips on things that I've been working with people that have been having major transformations for people. My main goal in life is just to really serve others and have people step into their best self every single day. And I really just want to provide value around that. So the way you can support me would just be to share it with people. Bring some friends next week. We can all hang out. And I'm going to have some pretty fun stuff going through the line. This is only the second week. This is only week number 2. So I'm really excited for what's possible coming up. So Pamela. Great question, Pamela. So she's asking about the brain waves. So beta, you're right. Beta is a very active state. So you want to be able to drop into delta, and ideally you want to drop into theta. Or is it the other way around? I sometimes get this confused. But basically, when I meditate, I either use binaural beats and drop deeply into delta, or I'm able to get there on other just meditation practices I've had over the years. And it doesn't happen right away. For me, I meditated for a long, long, long time and never had that happen. I felt like I was failing. I felt like meditation didn't work, all this stuff. And it really just takes practice. They say it takes Buddhist monks years and years and years of meditating every single day to be able to drop into theta or delta at a moment's notice. And with practice, you can do that as well. You can calm yourself, you can settle your physical, your mental, and your spiritual chatter, and really get into that state of deep, deep relaxation. And the theta, I would say shoot for the theta at first. Like say beta is very relaxed, and alpha is also, alpha is relaxed, but you definitely want to get into at least theta. So theta is a very meditative. Theta is the state right as soon as you're waking up. That's the state you're in. That's the state before you're physically awake, before you're mentally awake, when you're almost laying there in that dreamlike state. That is a theta state. And that is your ultimate state for speaking directly to your subconscious and really making impactful changes very, very quickly. So that's actually the same state that you get into when you're in hypnosis. That's why you're very suggestible during a hypnosis session. And I forgot to say this earlier. I really want to throw this in here. So anyone who feels like they get up really easily, I have a very stern no snooze policy, but there's always exceptions. But I've been practicing and really experimenting the last 6 months with, as soon as my alarm goes off, I'll put an alarm on for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever I feel, and then I'll just lightly drift back into that theta brainwave state. And in that theta brainwave state, I feel extremely creative. And when I wake up, then I'll have thoughts and I'll write them down, or I'll have feelings or have these amazing images of me being, on stage or whatever it is I want to be doing. So if you want to practice, it's almost a state of lucid dreaming, if you're familiar with lucid dreaming, which is basically just being able to be in a waking state and be able to control your dreams. That is your theta state, where you can be in that space where you're physically and mentally not awake, but you are connected in your dream, where you're able to control it and you're able to really remember all the things that you're experiencing. So great question, Pamela. Definitely got to get out of that beta state, because your brain will just start chattering, and that's where the practice comes in, with meditation, with breath work. If you've done any breath work, and if you're still on here, Christian, I saw you here earlier, he's the man to see about breath work. If you have any questions on breath work, Christian Minson is the man. He is a really, really amazing breath flow, breath work teacher. So if you have any questions, message me. I'll connect you to, and he can answer the questions about breath work even better than I can. So it's 6:40. Any other questions before we wrap up here? These have been really great questions, by the way. Thank you for the input. No? No more questions? Okay. Well, once again, you are awesome. You rock. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. I hope you got some great takeaways. I hope you got some action steps that you can step into powerfully tomorrow. And like I said to Christina, start with baby steps. If right now you just wake up, get a shower, eat, and run off for work, don't try and do this whole thing in one day. Start with baby steps. Start with gratitude. Start with sitting for 30 seconds in meditation. Wherever your baseline is, start there. Because if you try and take it on all at once, I almost guarantee you'll fail. There you go. Bella's got your back as well, Christian. He's an amazing breath facilitator. You're welcome, Pamela. I appreciate your time and generosity for being here as well. So I'm excited to hear. Why don't you guys follow with me and let me know what you take action on, where your daily ritual leads you. I'm always excited to try new things, to put new practices in my morning ritual, because it's ever evolving, like every single thing in our lives. So if you get something that just really rocks your world and works for you, email me, send me a message. I'd love to hear it. And if there's any questions before next Wednesday, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I'm always looking for topics that you are most interested in. There's plenty of things that I can talk about. I could talk about every single thing that I work on, but I really want to see what interests you. So if you have any thoughts, ideas on future topics you want me to speak on, feel free to email me, write a message in the box here, whatever it is. I'd love to hear from you. And have an amazing day, amazing evening. It's already 6:45 here. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Cheers.